Hello children, welcome back to the second part of the chapter 4 nervous system. So before looking into your brain again, let's quickly recall what we have learned in the previous session. We have learned the nervous system is one of the most important organ system of our body. It consists of three parts: brain, the spinal cord, the nerves. Again, brain also consists of three parts. What are they? Yes, the cerebrum, largest part of the brain, the cerebellum and the medulla. Brain, spinal cord and nerves all work together. How? Yes, nerves carry the messages to the different part of the body to the brain. Brain studies the message, interprets it and tell us what has to be done through the spinal cord. So this way all these three work together. So in this session children, we are completely focusing on the sense organs, its structure and its parts. So exactly what are these sense organs? Yes, sense organs are those organs which help to know our surroundings. That means we get lot of information about the various things in the environment through these surroundings. So the main function of these sense organs is to realize our surroundings. They help in sight, smell, touch, hearing and taste. All these have one organ. So how many sense organs are there? Yes, there are 5 sense organs. Eyes, which help us in seeing, nose for smelling, skin for touching or feeling, ears for hearing and tongue for tasting. So this way all these sense organs help us to know our surrounding. Now children, here also we will discuss one by one all these sense organs. So let's start with the eyes. The human eye is one of the most valuable sense organs that enable us to see the world around us. That means eyes is the valuable and marvelous sense organ. It consists of the eyebrows, eyelids, that means upper eyelid, this is lower eyelid, and these are the eyelashes. All these protect our eyes. So children, how they protect our eyes? Yes, eyelids and eyelashes protect our eyes from dust or any foreign body from entering the eyes. Eyebrows prevent the sweat to run down into your eyes. So this way all these three protect our eyes. Eyes is a ball-like organ, very sensitive and soft object. So children, it needs a sort of protection. How it is protected? Yes, already in the previous chapter you have learned that the skull consists a hole which gives space to the eyes to fix in it. So this way the socket in the skull protect these eyes. It consists of the various parts. What are the parts of eyes? Yes, iris, pupil, lens, retina, optic nerve. So, what are iris children? Iris is the colored circle of the eye. That means this is your iris. This is the colored circle of your eyes is called the iris. This iris vary from person to person. Some have black iris, some have brown, blue or green iris. That means this iris vary from person to person. Now children, this pupil, this black spot you can see, this is called the pupil. So the black spot in the center of the eye is called the pupil. See, this is the black spot which is called the pupil. Now this third part is, this is the lens. It forms behind the pupil where an image is formed. And this is the innermost layer called the retina. Retina is that place where an image is formed which has the special cells very sensitive to the light and color. And these optic nerves carry the messages from eye to the brain. So, I hope you all understood what are the parts of the eyes. So, let's revise once again. Structure of the human eye. It consists of iris, colored part of the eye, pupil, black spot in the center of the iris that allows light to pass through it. Lens, it is present behind the pupil and forms the images we see on retina. Retina. It is the part of the eye where an image is formed and has special cells that are sensitive to light and color. Optic nerve carries messages about the image from the special cells of retina to the brain. So these are the various parts of the eye. Now children, tell me one thing. How these eyes work? So see in this picture. When an eye see the object, light enter into the eyes through the pupil which falls on the retina after passing through the lens. Now as you can see in this picture, this optic nerve carry the messages to the brain. Whatever image is formed on the retina, that messages from the cells of the retina, it is carried to the brain, and brain there interprets the message and tell us what we have seen. So this way children, eyes works. So now you understood how marvelous is an eye? Yes. So now you understood how the eyes work and what are its various parts. So children, it is very important to take care of these eyes. So how can we take care of these eyes? Yes, by cleaning our eyes with the cold water every day. And we should not read in very dim light or moving car or bus. Do not rub your eyes with dirty hands. Do not use mobile phone, iPhone, laptop for too long. This can make your eyes very weak. With these children, we have to eat the food which is rich in vitamin A. So what are the foods which are rich in vitamin A? Yes, papaya, carrot, green vegetables, etc. So eat this nutritious food and keep your eyes safe. Now the next part of the sense organ is the nose. Nose is the organ of smell. It helps us to differentiate between smell, fragrance or stink. For example, children, when your mama is making a yummy food or your favorite food in the kitchen, you came to know, isn't it? How? By its smell, you came to know what your mama is cooking. Because the molecules of the food mixes with the air and it reaches to your nose. So children, how this happens? To know this, we have to study the structure of the nose. So this is the structure of the nose. As you can see this arrow, this is the inner lining of the nose. It has the small hairs which trap the dust particles and filter the air. Why it filters the air? Because when you breathe, many dust particles along with the air enters into your nose. So these hairs trap the dust particle and filter the air. So children, when the smell of the food reaches to your nose from here, then there are the nerve endings inside the nose. There are the nerve endings which is present in the upper part of the nose. These nerves carry the messages from the nose to the brain. Now what happens when the smell reaches to your nose? These nerves send the message to the brain. Brain studies the message and tell us what we have smelled. So this way the nose works. So children, the nerve which carry the message from the nose to the brain is called the olfactory nerve. So now you understood children the wonder of nose? Yes. Now children, how can we take care of this nose? Children, we should not pick our nose. We should not use a dirty hanky to blow our nose because it can cause the infection. So always use either the tissue paper or a clean cloth to blow our nose. And always keep your nose clean. But children, sometimes it happens if your nose is blocked. Now, what should you do? You should inhale the steam. This will clear your nose. So this is about the wonder of nose. Now let's move to the third part of the sense organ, that is ears. Ears. Ear is the organ of hearing. It helps in knowing the direction from which sound is coming. There are two ears present, one of each is present on the either side of the head. And this ear is divided into the three parts. That means its structure is divided into its three parts. I will show you one by one each part. The first is external ear. As you can see in this picture children, this is the external ear which is visible. That means this ear is called the pinna. And this is the auditory canal. That means external ear consists of the pinna and the auditory canal. This external ear is funnel-like. It collects all the sounds and direct into the ear through this auditory canal. Now continuation to the external ear is the middle ear. And middle ear consists of the eardrum and the three bones. Inner ear consists of the cochlea. This is called the cochlea and this is the auditory nerve. This nerve carries the messages from the ear to the brain. Now see the full structure of the ear. Now children, this external ear which is called the pinna, this is the auditory canal, this is the eardrum and these three bones called the middle ear, and the layer is the inner ear which consists of the cochlea and this auditory nerve. So let's take one example. Now the sound of this guitar, see. The sound waves of this guitar is collected by the pinna which is traveling through the auditory canal and it strikes the eardrum, this eardrum, and it vibrates. And these bones, three bones, carry these sound waves to the cochlea of inner ear. And from these cochlea, the sound waves are carried to the brain through the auditory nerve. So children, what is auditory nerve? Yes, auditory nerve is that nerve which carry the messages from the ear to the brain. Brain break down the messages and tell us exactly what we are hearing. So children, now you understood how the ear works? Yes. Sound waves collected by the pinna, it is carried to the eardrum through the auditory canal. As the sound falls on the eardrum, it vibrates. And these vibrations are carried by the three bones to the cochlea. And from the cochlea, the sound waves carried to the brain through the auditory nerve. So I hope you understood how this ear works. So now children, how you will take care of these ears? Yes, we should avoid listening high music because it can damage our eardrum which help us in hearing. Keep your ears clean. We should not use any pin or the stick to clean our ears. So children, what we should use? Yes, we should use earbuds to clean our ears. And we should never shout in anybody's ears because it can cause damage to your eardrum. And whenever there is cold, try to cover your ears, and it will keep your ears and eardrum safe. So now let's talk about the sense organ, which is tongue. Tongue is the organ of the taste. If you see, this tongue has special capacity to detect basically 4 types of taste. What are that taste? They are sweet, salty, sour and the bitter. So these are the reasons where tongue can detect the taste. The surface of this tongue consists of the thousands of the taste buds. As you know, the tongue consists of the numerous taste buds which have a small group of taste receptor cells that reacts the chemical in the food. So the messages are sent from these taste buds to the areas in the brain which is responsible for interpreting the taste. That means brain studies the message and tell us that what you have taste. Now children, this sense organ also need care. So how can we take care of our tongue? Yes, by avoiding eating lots of spicy foods, by avoiding drinking hot beverages because it can burn your tongue, and daily clean your tongue with the tongue cleaner. Skin. It is the organ of touch and feel. It covers the body. That means it protects our delicate and soft internal organs from dust, germs and from getting hurt. It is the largest organ which helps us to feel the sensation of cold, heat, pain and pressure. For example, if somebody pinches you, you will feel pain. You touch an ice, you will feel cold. How you are able to feel these sensations? This is because of the various nerve endings present in our skin. You know children, how many nerve endings are present? Yes, there are millions of the nerve endings which are attached to the skin, and these nerve endings help us to feel all these sensations. And these nerve endings carry the messages to the brain. Brain studies and interprets it and tell us that what we are feeling. The skin has tiny pores through which waste comes out in the form of sweat. Now children, what is sweat? Sweat is the mixture of water and the waste salt. Now how can we take care of our skin? We can take care of skin by bathing daily. This removes dirt and sweat from our skin. Wear clean and comfortable clothes. An antiseptic cream or lotion should be applied on the cut or a scratch on the skin to avoid it from infections. So children, this way we can take care of our skin. You understood children the power of brain as compared to the other part of the body. That's why the brain is called the control center of the body, which makes the nervous system most important among all the other systems. Now let's recap what we have studied in this session. In this session, we have studied about the various sense organs. How many sense organs are there? Yes, there are 5 sense organs. What are they? They are eyes, ears, nose, tongue and the skin. We have studied how the messages are carried from the different parts of the sense organ to the brain. And brain studies and interprets the message and tell us about what has to be done. And in children, in this session and in the previous session, we have learned some important terms. So let's see what are they. They are optic nerve, auditory nerve, olfactory nerve. All these nerves are the sensory nerves. Why they are called sensory nerves, children? Yes, because they carry the messages from the sense organs. Let's revise all these terms one by one. First is optic nerve. The nerve which carry messages from the eye to the brain. Auditory nerve. The nerves which carry messages from the ear to the brain is called the auditory nerve. And the nerves which carries the sense of smell from the nose to the brain is called the olfactory nerve. Some important terms again. So let's together revise all the important terms we have studied in this chapter. The largest part of the brain that controls the ability to think, learn, decide, remember, dream and feel is called the cerebrum. The part of the brain which control all the voluntary movements is called the cerebellum. The part of the brain which control involuntary action is called medulla. Now the types of nerves. Sensory nerves that carry messages from the sense organs to the spinal cord and the brain. Motor nerves. Nerves that carry messages from the brain and spinal cord to the muscles and glands. Reflex action, an action performed automatically without thinking as a natural reaction. Iris, colored part of an eye. With this, I conclude my session by giving you some homework. In this homework, you have to circle the odd one out and give the reason for your choices. That means here 4 words are given and out of 4 you have to pick one word and you have to give the reason why you have chosen that word. So first is ear, eye, bones and skin. Out of 4, circle one odd one and give reason. Similarly, the second one, sweet, sour, bitter and hot. Third, external ear, middle ear, pupil and internal. Define some words also. What are they? Pupil, sweat, optic nerves, iris and auditory nerves. So children, the chapter is over. Learn all the difficult words, all the definitions, important terms and learn your question answers. So take care and be safe at your home. Thank you.